Hello everybody, welcome back. How is everybody doing? Sorry for the late stream. Also sorry for not streaming for the past couple days. Work has been tiring. I've been exhausted. I almost wasn't gonna stream tonight, but I said fuck it, I'll just get a good few hours in. We still have some lucid shit to freaking hunt. Give me all your lucids. All of it. Did I just get something out of that? I don't know. Nope, not today, punk. Man, you're giving me only lucid shards, you assholes. You're all a bunch of assholes. That's supposed to be there? Eh? Whoa! Is that a bug? Oh. My webcam. Blurred again? Damn, webcam, what is going on with you? Ugh. Wow. Okay, now I'm getting blurred webcam imagery. For no reason. Properties. Oh shit, my shirt is peeking. Oh, I don't know why my webcam is blurring out of nowhere now. Before it freaking froze, now it's losing focus, and I can't get it back in focus without doing that. It's been a few days. Wasn't there other places for them? I don't remember going this far for for them. Ow! Goku, no. You stay. Just because I hit my knee doesn't mean you have to fall. I don't think there are any of them here. Get frozen, bitch. Don't forget to let it go while you're at it. So that effect was you. You left your imprint on the world. Really can't be the only spot, can it?
I bet we'll find some ingredients around here.
Good. No, okay. So I did miss this one when I was doing that. Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Lucid shards. Not what I want. You're wrong, I'm not handsome. Again, how many times do I have to tell you this? You're an asshole, monkey. Okay, I don't think I was coming out this far. But hey, I'm getting a new laptop. Bought off my little brother next hour. Nice. It's always good to have a new laptop. How you doing, 9th Street? Enjoy. Hey. No squiggly flowers with scythes. Go away. You be out here? Well, that's good. How has life been treating you? Work has been tiring. We're massively behind at work. Some people are refusing to work Saturdays. I've been working pretty much every day since I got hired there, so it's good to take some Saturdays off myself, but are we starting to get bitched at about it? Because some people don't want to work Saturdays, and apparently last Saturday I wasn't there, and a handful of other people weren't there, and it was very, very bad. And all the people who seem to put in more effort to work harder are starting to get bitched at for all the people who don't want to work harder and work an extra day. And it really fucking sucks. Because I don't want to work every goddamn Saturday, you know. You own all consoles and now a gaming laptop. I'm super happy. Ah, that's great. It always feels good to own as many as you can. While I don't play every console myself, I do like collecting them. Just to know I have them. And I don't have them all. But I do have all the ones from my generation onward. From the NES up till now. I don't have an Atari or anything like that, but I own, to my knowledge, every consoles, aside from Atari, all the Ataris rather, and maybe some additional consoles expansions that they released for certain systems. But I pretty much have every major handheld and actual console out there. Even current games I'll refuse to play. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, I have a lot of games, whether or not I actually enjoy some of them. Or just get around to beating them. I tend to buy a lot more games than I really have the time to really get through. Eventually I plan on streaming as much as I can out of my games. I have a lot of plans to stream as many as the games as I can. God, these shards are very elusive as fuck. It's a lot of wings. It's all good. Kingdom Hearts 3 can wait. As for me, I've waited all my life for this game. Not really, because this game hasn't been out for that long, but I waited many years for Kingdom Hearts 3. I remember back when I was in elementary school when the first game came out. The bulk of this franchise came out when I was in... Where the bulk of this franchise started getting going once I was in, like, high school and college, so I've been waiting for many years for 3. I had that shit pre-ordered long before it was coming out, actually going to be released for at least a good 7-8 months, maybe more. Whether or not it was going to get pushed back was my thought. It might have gotten pushed back again, but no, it's here finally. Alright, so I don't actually need to warp. I can just walk around and fight. Very nice. Yes. Alright, only 10 more of them. Yay. And pretty soon I'm going to need to go get my phone so I can go and look up more locations on chests and shit. Once I'm done here. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is amazing. There's a couple worlds that kind of drop the ball. Not going to mention any spoilers if you don't know of what's in store for you, but every Kingdom Hearts game has had some worlds that aren't exactly all there. And some worlds definitely had limitation. But I feel like this, with current hardware specs nowadays, they could have put a lot more effort into some of the movies that they were trying to go for with these worlds. But I feel like some of them dropped the ball. But that's just me. The world I'm in now is by far, hands down, my favorite of them all in the new grand scheme of worlds, though. I'll tell you that right now. Also, I was hoping for a lot more. They definitely could have made this game a lot longer than it is. But, what can we do? It is the end of the Xehanort arc. The franchise ain't done with by a long margin. Yo, Glistener! Welcome! Sorry for the late stream. And a late post on Twitter. I was debating, do I want to finish watching Resident Evil 2 or stream? And I said, fuck it, I'll watch the rest of someone's playthrough of Resident Evil's, Leon's playthrough, and then I said, fuck it, I'll stream, why not? Expect some Resident Evil 2 in the future. I'm gonna, not just 2, but Resident Evil in general. I was planning on playing that for last Halloween, October, but Parasite Eve took way longer than I was hoping. Oh, thank you. Well, welcome to anyone who joins in. That means a lot. Kingdom Hearts has been out long enough. I think people have beaten it by now. A handful of people probably beaten it by now. I only have it because I'm 100%ing it. That, and I don't ever like going into the final events of the game until I have my ultimate weapon, if possible, or max level. Usually I go into the ending max level. That's what I did on my 100% stream of 2. You'll see that once I restream the franchise again. Once I restream Kingdom Hearts, I'm going from all the way from 1 on upward again. So that means you're going to see another playthrough of 3. Which is good, because it allows me to do a better version of my stream. Because most of my stream of 3 had some issues with stuttering and my webcam not being up to snuff. And I fixed the stuttering. It was my webcam this entire time. Apparently I'm not allowed to actually have my webcam setting at 1080p, which is odd. I didn't really know that would be a big issue with me, but it is. Don't run me over with that barrel there, dude. I don't think having my camera at 720 is much of a difference, but it sucks. I can't have it at 1080p. Normally when I used to have it at 1080p, it was a much bigger difference. I actually had frame drops and issues, but no, I had none of that. It was my just OBS just stuttered. And it's very noticeable. When you go in back and watch that, you'll see it stutters like every few minutes or so. Not that much, it's not bad, it doesn't ruin the experience, it's annoying. Especially for me, who has anxiety. Gimme your lucid gems, not your shards, not your whatever, not that. God, these are rare. Yay! Only 9 more. That sounds like a lot. Hey, only 8 more. 8 more. Yay! And they're the gems. I mean, they have the lowest drop rate of the other shards and whatever else. The stones and shards, but still, man. Then again, I don't have the ability that grants me increased drops. That's goofy. Come to think of it, I should have that by now. I really don't know exactly what path my choices at the beginning gives me in terms of levels as of yet. I would have to look that up. I know if hands down on the level path that the first one gives because of how long I played that for. Which is why the route I always choose in Kingdom Hearts 1 is always the same. Because I know for a fact at level 10 I get Scan and that matters to me. And I know I get a lot of my combo upgrades very early on in Kingdom Hearts 1. As of now, I do not know what the path in the beginning of this gives me. I'm a very balanced melee guy in this. That was the path I chose. Is Goofy a dog? Growing up, I always believed he was. If he's not a dog and I've been lied to my entire life, I don't know what I'll do. I also read online that he was a cow. I have no idea. A lot of people are dead set on him being a dog and Pete being a cat. I'm gonna go and continue to believe that. In canon. That's what I thought. I mean, he looks like a dog. Max looks like a dog. A lot of people are dead set on him being a cow on the internet. Or a dog on the internet. A cow. Something I read recently that people were saying that Goofy was actually a cow. But he looks nothing like a cow. Even if you go and look at all the other, like, Disney characters from, like, that era. Even the ones from Mickey Mouse's days back when he was Steamboat Willie. You could see some characters who are cows. Goofy looks nothing like them. And Pete is a cat. Yes, he is. You can also tell by Pete's ears and tail. A lot of people like to speculate, though, is because it's over 9,000. Thank you for the host. Because Pluto is clearly a normal, like, as close as you're gonna get to a human-esque dog, but I don't know. But yeah, no, Goofy's always been a dog. I will always continue to believe as such. Unless Disney comes out and says otherwise. And if they haven't already, then he's a dog. But I am very, very happy for that host. Thank you. Welcome everyone joining in. It's been a while since I've had a few people to chat with. Kingdom Hearts has been very, very enthralling with a lot of people's lives as of late. It's good now that people are probably done with it. I've been taking my damn time with it. The game is very, very good. And I could have beaten it 50 times over already and been on post-game. What's the fun in that? What is the fun in that? I need to 100% this bitch. Level 60, baby! Woohoo! God, I'm only level 60. To this day, I never understood why in Final Mix, it's only in Final Mix 1 though, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Final Mix, they added in level 100, but in every other game, Final Mix otherwise, it's level 99, and it bothers me so much that freaking RPGs cannot seem to go up that extra level. They've had nearly 100 years to clarify if he's not a dog. That is true. I don't think Disney cares to clarify at this point. But yes, that is true. Ow, ow. I mean, there's a lot of things that don't make sense. Disney's full of animals, that's all we need to know. The main thing I want to understand is Donald's always an asshole within his cartoons and whenever he is with other characters, like when he's ever with Goofy in them. He's always being a dickhead and shit. Why isn't he not a Heartless? He's kind of an asshole. There's no way in hell Donald, of all characters, is a pure light. And yet, he's one of the pure lighted characters. I get it, I know he's a good character and he's not bad or anything, but he's kind of a dick and greedy. Something I've always picked up and was curious about even since the first one. Only have about 10 more years before he's in the public domain. I don't know anything about that information. Probably. I do not know stuff about that. Isn't there a lot of Disney movies that are going to be in public domain? A lot of people do want the Goofy movie to be part of this, but I think that would be kind of dumb, considering Goofy has nothing to do with that type of that universe in this game. In this game's canon and lore, he's the knight of Mickey's knight. If they add in the Goofy movie, that would just take out the fact that he's part of that. It's just me. I can add in Resident Evil if you would like. I was probably going to do the original, though. I was just saying eventually Resident Evil was going to be a thing because I do want to play the remakes of 1 and 2. I was just saying that because I was recently just watching it. But what am I going to do after 3? I really need to move back to my schedule. I don't know if I'm going to be doing my full-on 2 games a day, though. I'll probably just play one game a day, just so I can get through some. We'll see how it goes. I really do need to get back to that. I can add in Resident Evil after a franchise is beaten. Or a game. Because I do want to get back into my thing. I was requested to play World of Warcraft a while ago, and I should have been on that. I do want to get through the rest of Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I do want to get through some of those games I was playing. But yeah, Resident Evil, if you guys really want to see that, I can play those outside of October. I can play any game I want, anytime. I also want to get through the Dead Rising franchise. There's so many things. The Pokemon franchise. But yeah, if you want to see Resident Evil outside of October, which next October I do plan on playing through Resident Evil. But if you want to see that on my normal schedule, I will be damned happy to. But I would be playing the original, just because I want to. I've only played a bit of 1 and never beat it, and I have never played any other Resident Evil outside of that. I've only watched my brother and friends play it. Like, beating Silent Hill was my first time actually playing that game as long as I did and beating it. Same with Parasite Eve. I've never played them that much. I was scared to shitless of Silent Hill as a kid. So I never really experienced a lot of these games. I was Too scared to play them as a kid. Plus, those kind of controls, tank controls, they were really not my thing as a kid. Like, I wasn't too great at them. Like, when I tried playing those games as a kid, I was just so bad at it. As you could tell. October Gaming, Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Hell yeah. Gotta return to that. Actually, I'm starting Demon Souls once I return to that. Because I just beat Dark Souls 3 finally. Yeah, October Gaming is great. Yeah, these worlds are huge. Some of them. There's some worlds that... You know how in most Kingdom Hearts they usually have one big open area and then it usually leads into two, like it has a section where it cuts off and you get a load screen or whatever and then it's a different section. They don't have a lot of that in this. It's usually just one big map and maybe divided up by one or two load screens. The rest is all divided up by, like, save points. Like, you'll get to another section, it'll have a save point, a cutscene, or whatever. There's really not much, like, sections anymore, if that makes sense. It's all basically just one big thing. There are some levels that have more sections, but there's some worlds that don't always have a section. Like, I know this world is more or less all seamless. And I'm only going back between a couple areas. There's a handful of places. There's a handful of sections in this, but here, I'll show you. If I go to select an area, these are all pretty much one seamless map. There might be a spot where I go through and it'll load a bit. But most of this, you could just walk from one section to the next without any load screen. There are some levels in this game that do have there's a spot where this part of the map ends and then you have to go over to the next screen. That will have a load screen and then it'll take you over to the next half of the map or whatever. Some worlds don't have that. And it's denoted by walking into the next area, you'll see the next part, you'll see the name come up on screen. So it's really nice how they made it like that. And some load screens give you a Twitter feed to look at, so you're not just staring at a black screen with a floating, rotating heart. But that rotating heart load screen is still there. It's really kind of weird. But at least they give you something to look at on some scenes. Okay, where I need my enemies. Also, this game has a Dead Rising selfie mode.
Let's see.
Up for Dead Rising? Yes. Sora can be Spider-Man or Frank West.
Like this?
This game is literally... They took cues from Dead Rising. I say more Dead Rising because there's Mickey emblems that you can take pictures of, which is literally this game's version of the PP stickers from Dead Rising. But it also has the selfie mode like in Spider-Man. You don't get that in Dead Rising until 4. There is no selfie mode in 1 or Off the Record. Woo, woo, woo. Alright, fine. I guess I'll load. So it's being a pain in the ass. And there's your Twitter. How's your internet doing? You able to actually enjoy? Or are you still having connection problems or issues watching? I know that can be a pain in the ass. So I can literally just walk from here all the way to the kingdom. Sure am, for once. That's good. But yeah, I can literally walk from Rapunzel's tower to the kingdom. Seamlessly. Not every level's like that, though. You'll notice that once I go to other worlds. I'm only here because I'm farming certain synthesis materials. Which also doubles as me leveling up. Nobody else here is pulling from the Wi-Fi? Well, that's good. That's always a plus. Sadly, we live in that day and age where everyone's really just using Wi-Fi. I know there's a handful of people out there that use a cable, but we don't always have that luxury. I specifically don't. My Wi-Fi box is downstairs in my garage, which, yeah, it's literally right down the stairs from me. But that's if I want a freaking cable stretched from that to my room, which would go up the stairs, which is also a trip hazard. My parents aren't going to allow that. Maybe once I have my own place finally, and I have the box like right in my room, then maybe. But as of now, I don't have that luxury. And says the guy who used to play Dreamcast with a cable stretching from my kitchen all the way to my front room, connected to my Dreamcast, back when I played Phantasy Star. Oh, those are the days. And that was a trip hazard enough. Back in those days, though, when you were playing on Dreamcast Online, you would lose connection in a multitude of ways. I've always had pets. My cats or dogs would always come waltzing about, either disconnecting the cable from my Dreamcast because it had a connection. The stupid Dreamcast controller had two connections, one that connected to the console and the cable itself that could disconnect from the middle. They would either disconnect the middle portion of that cable or the Ethernet cable. And I would lose connection several multitude of ways. And it was such a pain in the ass. Yes, it was. Good old days. So I've always had to worry about whenever my pets would walk across the room. They always... And sadly, I also didn't have much of an entertainment system to really have my consoles propped up. So most of my life, I played with my consoles on the floor. Which is not good because I had carpeting. But I had no choice. So I get very anal whenever they would walk across the room, and they always walk the closest to my consoles as possible. I'm surprised I've never had an accident where my animals peed on my consoles. They never sat on it either, which is kind of funny. But yeah. It was during those days, the GameCube days, PS2 days, any days that required an Ethernet cable before consoles added in the Wi-Fi functioning. Even then, I was still using it long after the 360 when PS3 were around. So honestly, I haven't really been using straight up Wi-Fi for many years. At least not with consoles. Well into college, I was still using a computer connected to it. Then again, I had a very shittier computer back then. It wasn't until my UPS job that I bought a laptop that actually could connect to Wi-Fi. Back then, I had a shitty Dell, or whatever it was. It wasn't until my Dell laptop that I actually had a Wi-Fi connection. Back then, I just had a shittier computer that required Ethernet cable. Good old days. Hell, I was on AIM back in 2008, and that was long dead by that point. I don't think it was long dead, but I was still using it. In fact, it's how I met my ex, one of my exes, back on AOL, through a friend of mine. And I was in my senior year. That was when MySpace was still a thing. I think It definitely wasn't dead, but it was nowhere near as it was popular as it was. It was on its last limbs, but that just shows. That just shows how much I loved it. I miss AOL. AOL isn't a messenger. Facebook, I do kind of miss. Or MySpace. Facebook, yeah. I do miss MySpace. I miss the layouts. Facebook, I wish Facebook had that. Facebook really needs to have that. That just added a lot of things for you to just mess with. Useless, but it was nice. Yeah. Pretty soon, Facebook and Twitter are going to be dead. And then we're going to have to migrate to something else. And these next generation kids don't even know what the hell a MySpace is. Or an AOL as a messenger. Yes. Oh yeah. Definitely remember that. Yeah, AIM. Yeah, good old AIM. I don't even remember my account. So long ago. I was using that for many years. I've met several exes on that, so it wasn't all a bad thing. Talked to all my friends on that. That was my social media before I was getting on Facebook or MySpace, because I talked to all my friends on that. A handful of exes that I've met. One was through a chat room, and then one was through a friend. And then it died. Oh, indeed. Oh, yeah, indeed. I also used to play a shit ton of the MySpace games. I find them to be more entertaining than some of the Facebook ones, but those kind of games died to me, but I enjoyed the games while they were around. My main thing is I miss the layout. All the shit you can add on MySpace, I miss a lot. No, I want your gems, sirs. It's ma'am. Blizzard Claws. I'm beating the crap out of these guys with ice claws, and here you are strolling around on a barrel. Do a barrel roll. Do you? Do you, Goofy? God, I could go for a lucky strike. Where is my lucky strikes? Sure. All these damn abilities and not a lucky strike in sight. How many freaking attraction enhancers do I need? Do a I would if I was in the gummy ships. I swear, my attractions are gonna last for like a minute. It's not like I use them anymore. To a barrel. Huh. I wish they would reference that. Hey. God, I love these claws. I'm a sucker for claws. It's probably one of my favorite weapons in Ninja Gaiden 2. The freaking Falcon's Talons. I'm being shot at. You're right. Such a fancy Heartless. It's one damper Heartless. Must not be my lucky day today. I'm not getting a lot of drops. Oh, shove it. And days fly. Can't believe it's already Thursday tomorrow. So people at work are complaining apparently about people not coming in on enough people coming in on Saturdays. They might make it mandatory again, which is like, okay, that's fine. There's a lot of people who literally don't come in anymore at all on Saturdays, and there's people like me who pretty much worked every damn freaking day till 5 o'clock, including Saturdays, and we're the ones getting shafted. Getting yelled at because some people don't want to fucking come in. The only reason I haven't been working the last couple Saturdays is because I've been working every damn fucking day. I've been told by several people at work that I need to take a break, or I'm gonna work myself ragged. I mean, look what happened with me at Chick-fil-A. I lost so much sleep and shit that my work performance got worse. I was there for about 3 years. My work performance got worse over that time frame because of the amount of effort I put in for them, trying to do better, rank up, and make more money. But yet, that was stupid because people who were coming in after me were making the money I was working my ass off toward. So, how about people need to learn to respect the amount of work you put in and not give it to people who just started there not even a month ago. And here I am already making more money. Far more money. And I'm hired now. So I'm working even more money than I was before. I was making $11 an hour. That's more than my $9.59 I was working at Chick-fil-A. And now I'm hired. I'm making $13.40 now. On top of overtime. My checks are $1,000 a month. I make $2,000 a month. At Chick-fil-A, I literally barely made $1,200 a month at Chick-fil-A. I'm breaking 1,000 even every 2 weeks. It's insane how much more money I make. And that's my base pay. I could easily somehow increase it further by becoming like a lead or something, but I don't think I really care to do that. So that's a lot more. That's a lot more work. And a lot of people don't seem to really be happy with the lead position, as I've talked to a few people about it. But, money's money. Yeah, but... then again, a fast food job at my age is terrible. You don't want to be working at a fast food job well over 20, 25 at most, much less me who's going on 30. I definitely don't, especially considering I've been working myself to the bone for a while now. This is my first... I've only taken like 3 Saturday... Since I've been hired, I've only taken about maybe like 2 or 3 Saturdays off. Every other Saturday, plus the normal weekdays, I've been working till 5. Saturday, I would get off at like 2:30 or so. Even though I should work till 3:30, but I do go in at 6 instead of 7, so 2:30, 1:30, sometimes it depends on the day. Sometimes they let us go at 1:30, which I don't get my full 8 hours in sometimes, but whatever. Either way, yeah. I'd still work. I still get my shit done. What pisses me off is that people don't want to come in on Saturdays to help out. We're massively behind because we lost a lot of workers due to the job agency that I originally was hired through. Stopped all the people from going in and them hiring through them because they weren't paying them. And now we're literally down to our only hirees. We don't have any temps now. If I wasn't going to get hired within the week that they pulled us all out, then I would have been out of a job until they decided to hire me. But luckily for me and the timing, they were going through the hiring process and I got hired on the week of it happening. So literally I was only out of a job for a few days. I went right back in, and we were behind massively because of it. And now we're behind even further. There's literally only like 4 of us doing my exact position. In fact, they keep hiring people who come in for other areas, and we finally get a new hiree for my position. 1, though, out of all like the maybe 5 or 6 people I've seen. And funny enough, the handful of people who would apparently have come in, I haven't seen anyone. There's only a handful of that I've seen come in. Apparently there was more people that came in that just never came back. It's just like, why do you come in for an interview or make an interview, or set up an interview and just don't come in? There's a handful of people who I'm sure had interviews and just never came back. And it's just like, why? The job's not that bad. Everyone complains it's a bad job. Not really. You could be doing worse. You could be working at a fast food restaurant making far less money with worse benefits. Honestly, the benefits I can care less much about. I just want the experience and the money. The experience is good because that'll help me in the long run. I need as much experience as I can get. Coming from a guy whose first real job at the time was Chick-fil-A. UPS was a good job, but it was only seasonal. So I don't really consider that much of a job. Chick-fil-A was my first real held job. This is my second one now, and I've been here for almost 7 months, about 7 months now. Total. About 3 months of that was temp, and then the rest was all hired, so it makes me happy that I'm finally was able to keep a job. Every other job I've had, whether it was permanent or seasonal, I got let go at, except for the seasonal jobs. Seasonal jobs ended. But All the other fast food restaurant chains that I worked at, like Five Guys and shit, all fired me. Well before I can even make a stride in it. Chick-fil-A kept me on for 3 years before they let me go. And even then, it was only because I fucked up. And I'm sure they would have fired me in the end, but they still fired me. It was my fault, but nonetheless. I'm sure they would have fired me in the end. As I saw it, that my performance was lacking. But they weren't making me happy. I was working 5 times harder than I am here at Sears for a lot less pay. Sears is more demanding because I'm constantly walking around for 8 to 10 hours a day. But Chick-fil-A, I'm making constant food for people. Having to keep up with orders with one slight mistake gets me bitched at. But in all that time, I've only been sent home once. For no reason. I was fine. They thought I was stoned. They didn't even say it to me, but when they took me to court because of my unemployment that I filed on them, they believed I was stoned every time I was there, and I wasn't. They even brought it up, saying that, oh, there was that one incident where we had to send you home early. I was fine. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I was doing bad that day. I just was not doing a good day, having a good day or something. It's because you guys are assholes, and I lost a lot of sleep from it. But I was not high. I did smoke before work, but it didn't fuck anything up for me. I didn't do anything. It didn't dampen my performance whatsoever. It was my sleep, lack of sleep, which was caused by them. Nah. Fast food chains suck. Only work there if you're young. Don't work there if you're our age, my age, whatever. If you're in your early to late teens, going through college, going through high school or starting college, that's fine. But if you're in your late 20s, yeah, don't start working there like I was. I was above my late 20s when I started there. Not good. But it's because of lack of experience and lack of a job that I needed that job that I can get my hands on, and that I'm still living with my parents. And trust me, there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about that, and it doesn't bother me. But I finally got a car because of my current job. That is one step towards a house, apartment, whatever. Now I just gotta save up for that, and then learn how the real world works before I get destroyed by everything. Yes! Alright, wow, we got 10 pretty quickly. Or 11, rather. I had 9 when I started. Oh god, frost gems. Frost gems, frost stones. Oh shit. All we need is 4 more checks. And 2 of them requires me getting the last materials. Because I need every synthesis material, and I need every type of that material. And I believe I just need 1 more of those, or 2 more of those, or whatever. Plus these, and I am done with this, specifically. This side quest thing. And then I just need to focus on synthesizing everything. Frost gems and stones. Ugh. Ugh. I have a lot to get. I probably have to go to Frozen's World for those, don't I? And then we need to take a picture of that. You said someone requested that you play World of Warcraft. How am I gonna do that? Why? Yeah, someone asked me to play that a while back. Well, he asked me. It wasn't really like a game request. No, I have not. I've played like maybe 2 seconds of it when I first made the account. I logged in and checked it out, but no, I have not. It would be blind. 100% blind. I've never played World of Warcraft in my life. Because at the time of World of Warcraft's actual resurgence, I never really had money to pay for the account, and I wasn't too big into MMOs. With PSO having taken most of my life, I really didn't give much chance to any other MMOs, and MMOs weren't really my thing. Still aren't, really. Just because of how big some of them are. Which is why, besides Phantasy Star, Online 1 and 2, and Final Fantasy 11, I've never really played much MMOs. But I own the game, I have an account, and I'm currently a subscriber, so I am paying for it. I just haven't got around to doing it because I was in the midst of Dark Souls 1's re-release. The remaster of Dark Souls 1. And I've beaten that now. However, I am on playthrough 2 of Dark Souls, so I can, you know, platinum it. Which requires like 4 playthroughs. And I was planning on doing that before I played World of Warcraft, but I just didn't know if I should decide to scrap that for another date and just get World of Warcraft streams out of the way, because I was only going to do a handful. I wasn't going to do anything major unless I really enjoy World of Warcraft. And that's a big if. I'm not much of one for MMOs that aren't Phantasy Star and Dragon Ball Online. And Dragon Ball Online is only becoming a thing for me because it's Dragon Ball, and I'm actually really starting to enjoy that. Other than that, I never really care for MMOs all that much, just because of how big they are. That and Bless, I played quite a bit of Bless, but again, it's another MMO that I kind of lost interest in. But there was a lot of issues with Bless. Woo! Okay, But yeah, MMOs aren't really my major thing. I do love my RPGs, but playing a big-scaled, open-worlded game that constantly has updates and shit like that and events that I normally don't ever do, and for a guy who likes to solo most of the time, unless he's with friends that I know of, or maybe you guys in stream, you know, in chat, I really don't play a lot of co-op games with people I don't know. It's rare. Most of the people I've played with were either from people who've joined during my YouTube channel days, and I would chat with them over Xbox Live, or people that I know personally, or you guys in chat. I don't really play a lot of games. Sweet! Awesome, Glistener. That's great. I need more of those, because those are fun. The last one I did was, shit, what was it now? Path of Exile. The last game request that I did was Path of Exile. And that game was fun, but it got repetitive. I mean, what game doesn't get repetitive, but it's a different kind of repetitive. It was just journey through this area, fight these enemies. It was very repetitive. And not in the fun sense. It got boring very quickly. It was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. But he only requested a few streams. See, that's the thing about your game requests via my thing. You decide what I play. I will play it. I will have to play it. That's my incentive. You also decide whether or not I play a lot of it or I play like 1 or 2 streams of it. And if it's a normal smaller game, you decide whether I beat it. So say like you request me to play a normal game like this, for example, and request me to beat it. I will have to because that's my incentive. Versus like if you decide me to play an MMO, there's no way in hell I'm beating it. Because unless the game is already fully updated and done with, it's going to be a long while. But yeah, if you request a smaller game, such as like Pokemon or Kingdom Hearts or anything like one of those, for example, that has a story that I can go through and just beat it, there you go. Will do. But I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so I think I have to go to Frozen's World. Let's go! And this is by far a finite game, more or less. Ah, that's good. That's good. Hey, I don't even mind if you do recommend some MMOs or, you know, request an MMO. Just keep in mind that after about 5 or 6 streams of it, or however many you request, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat it. I don't even plan on beating DBO, if I can, if there's even a way to, besides from fighting like a final boss. Technically, MMOs have no end. That's what I love about PSO so much. You can beat through all the story events, yes, but the game just technically doesn't have an end unless you reach max level and you just do everything possible. The game still continues. You just beat the story. Unlike a typical RPG or any other game like this or Pokemon or, you know, whatever you have it, it has an ending. Post-game doesn't offer you very much. That's what MMOs are. That's why probably a lot of people love MMOs so much, is because you can just continue doing whatever. But yeah, I look forward to it. So Arendelle, or Frozen's World, is one of those worlds where I feel like they dropped the ball a lot. While this area does look kind of nice and it's pretty awesome, a lot of people, a lot of things that I don't understand from people is they complain it looks the same, white and gray. But what do you expect from an area that is mainly all mountain and snow? It's gonna look the freaking same. But what bothers me is it's the same shit though. What you do here is the same. There's not much exposition. Really? There's not much exposition. There's not much going on. The movie story side kind of jumps in between. They don't really... I feel like some of the movie events for these worlds in this game don't really all play out like they did in the other ones. I kind of don't like how they jumped around. I don't know. It's just me. That, and they threw the organization a bit in here, and that kind of felt odd. To be honest, I contrast with the snow level in Banjo-Kazooie, where the landmarks help to keep... Yeah, see, that makes sense. I can understand it. I just feel like some people who complain about a world looking the same too much, or just all being 1 or 2 colors, kind of annoys me, because that's what they were going for with a castle or, you know, a mountain. This is all gonna look the same because it's what it is. It's a mountain with snow everywhere. It's gonna all look gray and everything's like dead and mountainy. It's not like I'm in the freaking frozen castle or anything. It's not like, okay, throwing this out there for anybody. You do not go to Elsa's castle and you don't go to Elsa's palace. So you don't see any of that. You do see Elsa's palace, the frozen palace that she makes. You do not see the inside of it, though. Except for the cutscene. Because, yes, she sings Let It Go in this. Oh, shit, hello. I found this on my own, at least. Can you get out of my way, Marshmallow? Hey, I'm in selfie mode. He wants to be part of it. Wow, I found that on my own. Nice. I was expecting to have trouble finding the remainder. I just need 2 more now. And I was using a guide for the remainder of these. Yeah, these are basically the Dead Rising PP stickers in this game. And these are required for the true ending or the hidden ending. A certain amount of these, depending on what difficulty you're playing on. I'm playing on Proud, so I don't need them all. That was my 70th one. I definitely have more than I need to actually unlock it. But I still want them all. It's 100%. And I pretty much did well. I found pretty much all of them on my own without the help of a guide. So I need 2 more here. That was all on my own. Found all of those on my own. Found all these on my own. Found all of these minus this one. And this one on my own, I think. The rest were pretty much on my own. Maybe 1 or 2 more was found with a guide. Found all but, I think, this one and this one on my own. So every single other one was found on my own. Found all of these on my own, including that new one there. Found all those on my own. Found all these on my own. And all of these thus far on my own. And these are all the worlds in the game. Yeah, that's it. I'm technically at the end of the game. So I haven't visited the final battleground or anything like that. So I don't know what that looks like. Please, if anyone who knows of what that is can entail, keep your mouth shut. I'm still in spoiler territory. And most of the chests, aside from Twilight Town, I did all on my own. Aside from Kingdom of Corona and Monstropolis, I pretty much found every chest on my own as well. So I used a guide for a couple of the ones in Kingdom of Corona, Rapunzel's World, and a few in Monstropolis. The rest were all found on my own, which is amazing because that's something I was hoping for. My liege! I don't know who drops me gems and shit, but I'm assuming they're here because it's Frozen's world. I don't like that this guy is my only partner in this entire freaking area. They could have been nice and added Elsa, but I guess it makes sense considering Elsa is the main thing you're trying to go and find and talk to, and then you meet Anna later, but I don't expect her and Kristoff to help. I guess that makes sense. But technically, you get this guy near the end of the fucking world. Literally, when you get him, you fight with him for a little bit, and then you fight the boss, and that is it. Also, if you really enjoyed that you face Disney bosses in most of the other Kingdom Hearts games, you do not fight. You only fight one Disney villain that isn't a Heartless in this entire in the entirety of 3. Well, actually, you fight 2. Sorry, you fight 2 Disney villains throughout the entirety of this. The rest are all Heartless bosses. That includes Disney villains that become a Heartless. Spoilers. For anyone who doesn't care, good. For anyone who does, I am sorry. I won't say who, unless no one cares and allows me to say who. Other than that, I'll keep my mouth shut. Because there probably might be people who don't want to hear it. And I expect this game to still be in spoiler territory for a long while. Then again, I treated my Let's Plays of any game I play spoiler, to have any like type of spoiler. I always try to remain spoiler free on even on the oldest games. Back when I was doing Pokemon Red, I treated that as I was quiet on certain things. Not so much in that, but with Kingdom Hearts, when I was doing Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and Chain of Memories, I tried not to spoil anything for some reason. And it's just like, those games are so old. Has nobody really played Kingdom Hearts by this point? I mean, yeah. There's a lot of people who haven't. Carrots! Okay, I'm not getting a lot of enemies. That's one main drawback of this. What? Did I really... is that all you do for me is loop? Ah. You haven't... Oh, okay. You haven't for the lack of one of the consoles. I've been informed way too much about it, though. I apologize. I'll try to ixnay on any spoilers. And what console are you missing for what game? Aside from Recoded, all the games are now able to be played on console. If you care for Chain of Memories, but Kingdom Hearts 1, 2... Well, okay, 358, sorry. 358 is still on the 3DS only, along with Recoded. Well, that's DS, rather. But still, nonetheless, if you have a 3DS, you can play those. Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, 2, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and Point 2, as well as now this, you can all play on one console now. Unless you have the Xbox One. But the only games you cannot are 358 and Recoded. Actually, Coded and 358 are technically DS, but seeing if you have a 3DS, you can play them. The only one that's technically the only game on the 3DS as of this right now is Dream Drop Distance, but that's also on PS4 now. But yeah. I accidentally said 3DS because I haven't said DS in a while. Still point stands, 3DS, DS, same thing really. I say 3DS because it can play all DS games. Which is why my 3DS is still alive. Otherwise, I probably would have scrapped that thing and just put it in my drawer a long time ago. But I still love the 3DS and DS very much. It's just my DS can't record, and it also can't hold up anymore. Its top half is literally broken. It no longer holds up. Quite literally. Not only is the L button broke on it, the screen have a pixelation issue, the top screen does not stay up. I do not know what I did to the poor thing. I look at it after like maybe 5 or 6 years of not playing it, and it's fucking busted. Funny, because I remember back when Heart Gold and Pokemon Heart Gold was around, back when I was in my mid-college years, I was still playing on the DS. I didn't even have a 3DS at that point. At least I don't think so. Otherwise, I would not be playing it off my DS. I don't remember. Was 3DS really that? Was it out by that point? I don't remember. It's been a while. I'm bad with time frames. Might not have been out by that point. No, I don't know. Because Heart Gold Soul Silver came out in what, 2010? I remember I was in early college when those games came out. I said mid-college days, but my time frame is just bad. I was still playing it up through my mid-college years. But the games first came out when I was in early college. I didn't have a 3DS for a while. I think the main thing to sell me on a 3DS, I don't remember honestly. It was, I don't think I got it for X and Y. I had it for a while before that. Whee! I like how I can still walk on the snowball in midair. This is probably the best thing in this world. Oh, well, hey, free Frost Shard. There's probably one segment that I haven't visited in a while, and I don't remember how to get there. Whatever, I'll take it. If you're gonna give me Frost Shards from these. Never owned a Sony console, but a coworker told me about it. Well, I mean, if you have the Xbox One, you can at least play this. If you plan on getting the PS4, you can pick these up at a later date. I'm not sure if the re-releases are on Xbox One. I know this is on Xbox One, though, which is odd. I guess Sony never liked 360 or the Xbox original to put this on another console till now. Aside from Nintendo's consoles. Don't know why. But Chain of Memories is great. Rechain not so much, so I can kind of see why, but whatever. Here it is. How is me being tall protect me from a stupid blizzard? That doesn't seem to be happening. What is that? I don't understand. What does that have to do with anything? And Sora's not even that tall. If anything, he's probably close to my height. It's a video game character, so I can't really tell his true height. I would have to look up what his height is. But if anything, he might be my height. Or close to it, which is not very tall. I'm only 5'7". I'm not even average. 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", around that area. Then again, I haven't measured myself in years. Hey, a chest I missed. I'll take it. What are you attacking? Yeah, that's another chest that I got. Sweet. How many chests did I miss in Arendelle? Oh god, I missed 6. It's a lot of chests. Not really. Not as much as Pirates of the Caribbean Worlds, though. Oh, too bad I can't go to it.
We're really high up.
Are we now? I really wish we could go to Arendelle's castle. Can I hey, get out of my way, Marshmallow. Yeah, we are kind of high up, aren't we? I had a feeling this would yield me something. But not a Mickey? No Mickey? There's got to be a Mickey here. Come on, it's the only place I haven't really looked. Why am I huddling? Holy shit.
Let's see. Got it.
And he's 160 centimeters, so 5'3". Okay! He's shorter than me. Granted, he is vastly taller than Donald. I get that. Okay, 5'3". Then again, Sora's what, 16? 17? Then again, there's a lot of tall 16, 17-year-olds. I knew 16 and 17-year-olds... Yeah. I knew 16 and 17 or 15-year-olds who were already 6 feet tall. And I've met kids who are vastly younger than me who are around 6 feet tall by the time they were 18. And I would be in my, mid-20s. Yeah, Sora's like a... So I knew Sora was around 16, 17 years old. So he's pretty short. Granted, 5'3" is not short, but he's not tall by any means. I don't even consider myself tall, but am I short? No. I really don't truly consider a person short until they're freaking below 5 foot, if anything. But Sora's really not all that tall. Honestly, he's a bit taller than Donald, judging by this model. It's not that tall. Hell, Goofy's not even that tall, and he's taller than him. Goofy's probably taller than me, though. Just because you're 6 foot something doesn't mean you're tall. Because I have a slew of friends who are over 6 foot, and even that's not all that tall to today's standards. But then again, yeah, I'm not good with the whole height thing. I say that about everything, don't I? I bet I gotta fight the actual Heartless that are correspond to this area. Honestly, though, there's not a lot that really do. Those Minotaurs, you can fight them in the Slew of Worlds. Those lightning things, you can fight them in a Slew of Worlds. There's only a handful that you actually fight corresponding to this world, and it's probably those reindeers, those weird fatties with the antlers, and some weird snow dragons that I don't think appear outside of the story. Which is kind of a shame. Yeah, there's fatties with the Viking hat thing. And then there's the reindeer. I could go to the castle, or the stupid, not castle, but the labyrinth, but that usually yields other enemies that don't appear, that appear in other worlds. Which is dumb, considering the area. Ow. So yeah, whoever dropped me that frost shard, thank you. There you go. So I'm assuming they probably also dropped me gems. But again, me farming frost gems, frost shards, frost crystals, or whatever I'm farming is from here. Because that makes sense. It's probably the only gems that I can think of that I don't need a guide to tell me where they're located. Now, who do I know who exactly is giving them to me? No. I know enemies drop multiple pieces. So those deers and the fatties definitely won't only just drop me shards. They'll probably drop me a handful of other things. And these are some hidden-ass Mickey emblems and chests. Speaking of which, abilities? We found 2 emblems here now. Oh, we need shit. We need one more. Okay, these two, I believe, were taken... No, that's not right. These two were taken in close proximity. These were all the Frozen Labyrinth. One of these has to be around Elsa's place, so that means the last one is either in the Labyrinth or right after it. Oh man, if I could just find that last one on my own, that'd be nice. So look at this. 3 of which of these Heartless don't even belong here. They're just random characters from any other world. You saw me fighting the mistresses from Rapunzel's world. These knights pretty much appear anywhere. These guys can also appear in several locations. These fatties are exclusive here, but even then, they're just typically normal fatties with a different design. They have a different pattern. They have a hat on. And that's about it. There's not much else to them. But they appear in select different locations just without whatever I just said. I am stunned. Suck my carousel. Yeah, I know I didn't show off the ride to its fullest extent, but I'm kind of tired of them. I've summoned them my entire dang game. Some of them just kind of get old, considering how often it happens. Now, you don't get to see this very often. The only time you get to ride this guy and actually use him. Not very many Disney characters are mountable. Okay, let's see. Oh, I hate when you do this. Voice meter, you can stop that. Alright. 2025. Ugh. Ugh. It's gonna be a while. Okay, so that's where I was. Aqua. Eque. Agua. H2O lady. Agua. Explore the North Mountain. Why?
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
My god, this guy blocks like half my fucking screen. I kind of enjoy having constant party members, but I also miss choosing to not have them on me. In a way. But for anyone who does want Disney characters from the worlds with you at all times, yes, you can have up to now 5 party members at a given time. And I only say that because worlds that give you 2 party members, 5 has been the max thus far. This world could have easily given me Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff, but it didn't. The only party member you get here is him. But... oh shit, we were here. That was the first spot I teleported to, wasn't it? Well, actually, this might be the last spot I need for it. If that's the case. Crunch! I'll take it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Crunch. Let me on it. Crunch, 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 crunch. Crunch! I'll take your Twilight Stones. I'll take the... Ooh, a Frost Gem. I'm getting more gems out of that. That's sad. I'm getting more Frost shit out of that. Alright, well, that's because I'm in a wrong area. I went to the same area I was in prior. Bats too? Man, I was fighting them in Rapunzel's world. They're also in Monsters Inc.'s world. Get out of here. Oh shit, I'm about to level again. Nice. You know, give me Lucky Strike, please. Dun 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 dun. Bow. Take it. I have yet to see a gem fall from you guys. But I have yet to fight anyone that isn't you. Yeah, getting your money back. Oh, you're a Majin rank now. It's good to know that some people care about that. I need to re-implement the games, though, the little mini games and boss fight things. Gotta re-get that back into there. Due time. I still got my shop that I gotta update. So I got some... I commissioned some work for my shop as well as emotes that I gotta put my... I gotta update my shop.
Think the snow's deep enough?
You got it easy. Yeah.
Ah, he was talking about the snow being deep. Okay. I didn't realize that's what Donald's was meaning. But yeah, I gotta put my commissions on my shop. I just haven't been doing that because that's a pain in the ass. Considering when I lost my hard drive, all of the separate, because I have my shop where I put up a couple of one of my emotes, which is another commission, and a picture that I took of one of my characters, which is my OC from Phantasy Star, my Scope character. I took a random photo of her from the game and just took a bunch of images and cropped them or changed the size to a specific size for the different pieces of outfits and whatnot that I needed. And not only do I not have that picture anymore, but I lost all of those files, and that sucks. Lucky for me, they were put up onto the shop long ago, but really wish I didn't lose all that. That's the only thing that's really preventing me from updating the shop, is that I gotta Photoshop them into the right sizes, I think. I don't know. I don't know. The person who I commissioned the work from literally gave me the specific sizes necessary for emotes and the shops. I don't know if I have to do any Photoshop work for those, but still, it's the only thing that's preventing me from wanting to do it right now. That and work, because it takes a while to get all that going. And relish in it, because this is the only time you're gonna see Elsa's ice castle. You can't go in it, despite them being a stairs to it. Also, at the end of this, everything turns back to its normal lush, environment to where it was before Elsa's powers took over. But the moment you come back here, everything's back to frozen again. So, kind of, that whole scene where all the winter, the never-ending winter from the movie ends, kind of defeats the purpose. Because all the destruction that happens to some of the worlds throughout the events of the game seems to correct itself already by this point. Like Olympus Coliseum's, the issues with Olympus Coliseum and all the damage that it suffered and Hades' rampage throughout the game is already seemed to be fixed, mostly. You see them rebuilding in that world, which is a nice change, because in the original games you don't see any correction to any of the damage that's been caused throughout the events of the game. At least until the end, where you see all the corrections happening. But this world does not get changed. It would have been nice, but I guess it would have defeated the purpose. Then again, at the end of Kingdom Hearts, you technically don't see any fixes to anything, but that's just me. So there's gotta be a Mickey around here. Can you, like, not?
Seems so far away.
We're almost to the top.
You mean the castle, or do you mean her castle? I'm thinking they're referencing her, not the kingdom, which is weird. Every time they said Arendelle Castle, I would assume they meant the kingdom. They have to be referencing the kingdom. But why would they say that we're near the top if they're not? Whatever. But there's gotta be a Mickey. Ah! I keep thinking I want to fall right to my death. This is not that kind of game. Okay, they'd be dumb not to put a Mickey thingy on this. I'm surprised I didn't even think about that. You can see inside of it. They literally have a part of the map that actually shows the inside of it. Yeah, Sora learns Naruto while running in this, yes. on top of flow motion from Dream Drop Distance, Sora, you could just literally do that from the beginning of the game. They don't explain how Sora obtained these abilities. I'm assuming it's something he was given for the to compensate his lack of powers from the events of Dream Drop Distance, where he lost everything again, to, you know, explain why he's level 1. Oh shit. Damn it. Damn it! But, yeah, they just kind of just say, hey, they give you a tutorial, and they're like, hey, you can wall run. Nice. So it's around here. It's around here, or around this area. That's my guess. If we're going in that order here. Damn it, move. Yep. Pretty much, yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1 to Chain of Memories, they don't really justify it, but at the end of Chain of Memories, Sora gets put to sleep and regains all of his memories. So in 2, you start off with level 1 again because Sora lost all of his memories of combat and not only the events of that game. So that's justified. Kingdom Hearts 2 to literally the next game where he's in is Dream Drop Distance. Unless you want to count Recoded, but that's not the same Sora. That's just a digital Sora. So, I guess, yeah. But Dream Drop Distance, they don't really explain that for how he has no powers in that. But at the end of Dream Drop Distance, he was nearly Xehanorted, where he was almost taken over by the organization and had to be brought out by Riku, who is his Dream Eater. And in the process of that, he lost all of his abilities, including the power of waking, which is one of the abilities he needed to waken Ventus. Spoilers. But most people already knew that he was going to be the one to wake him, considering he has Ventus's heart in him. So a lot of people already knew this was going to happen. That's not really much of a spoiler, but that's for anyone who doesn't follow the game's lore. Then yeah, sorry, but he lost all of that, and most of this game is reclaiming this. But they don't justify how Sora learned how to wall run, though. They just give you a tutorial and say, hey, there's these glowing walls. You can run up them. I guess they just wanted you to be able to access a lot of areas sooner, instead of just relying you to have certain abilities. Which is also there's a limited number of spots that you can only access via like high jumps and certain wind gusts. But other than that, everything else is wall running. I guess they also wanted to make flow motion a bit different in this game. Yay! So they do appear. While there's not a lot of moments where you can just flow-mo though. This Dream Drop Distance, it was everywhere. Then again, it was introduced in that game. Oh shit, I don't want you. I really don't like you. Go. You need to chill. I didn't even know they reappeared, as I was down here before and I didn't fight anyone. Assuming they're the ones that give me the gems. Ugh. It feels more Naruto runny than when you're running sideways. Oh shit. Magician wand plus. Excuse me. Yeah, if only that was better. But I have one of Donald's best weapons, if not the best weapon. But nice. Oh, was not expecting to find a chest there. Surprised I missed that. And I did a good job looking. Not great, because I would have found everything by this point without the help of a guide for a couple of the worlds to finish it off, but my phone is currently charging. And I spent a good few hours last session doing that.
Oh, right. I love snow.
That's not what you said when you freaking got knocked off this cliff last time, Sora. You said no to getting knocked off a cliff 50 times last time you were here, which was through the story of the game, the story of this world. Which all this is getting knocked off a cliff like 5 times. That's how they padded this world out, and that's probably why most people don't like it. That's why I don't like it. Not so much the scenery. The scenery to me is nice. Writhing gems? Well, that's fine, except I probably don't need them. Raspberries. It's a lot of rasps. I don't need that by this point. Where am I even going? Whoa! Oh shit, hello. You heard the man. Hello? I can't see what the hell's going on. What the hell? For as much health as you have, I really don't like fighting you. Because you're slow. You're dead? Okay. Woo! What is the point? What is the point? Probably to get me up there, but still, why? No Mickeys? No chests? I don't remember how long it's been since I've seen this part of this map. So I don't know if I got any Mickeys here.
Hope we find some ingredients around here. Huh?
I found a phone. Huh. I found a BlackBerry. Have you ever played any trading card games? Like actual trading card games? Like with cards? Or just the video game adaptation of it? Because I played Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy. I've played the Dragon Ball Z trading card game for the GBA. I haven't played it, but I've seen people play the Magic the Gathering for the console. As for actual trading card games, I played a fair share of Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, the physical card games. I played some of Magic, and that's about it. I've seen a bunch of people play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I've never played it. And nor have I ever played any of the Yu-Gi-Oh game adaptations. I wasn't really too into the trading cards game scene aside from Pokemon and Dragon Ball, and even then I wasn't that great at Dragon Balls. Pokemon I was in love with. I went to